I was. And we're inside of the game. NaVi taking on Virtus.Pro. First game of the day. And we mentioned before during the pre-game that this was all about Virtus.Pro. Can they stay alive? Can they stay afloat? They have a long road ahead of them. They're playing 3 games back-to-back. And if they lose one, life is going to get really hard for them.
They looked good yesterday, I thought. I thought they really did look quite good. I mean, like you said, they drafted well.
I don't think anyone expected them to beat Fnatic.
No.
Like, I certainly didn't. So they surprised. Maybe they can do it again. 3 times in a row.
Was it Virtus.Pro's virtue or Fnatic's just stubbornness by playing that draft again and again and again?
I think maybe it's a bit of both, but you still have to take the win, right? Like, no matter how bad somebody drafts or how much you say they could throw or whatever, you still have to be able to take the win away from them, you know? And these are still professional teams, and they realize their mistakes more often than not, believe it or not.
I'm sure.
That was a weird sentence. Anyway.
Yeah.
So we're starting out the things for NaVi. They got a Venomancer picked up, Vengeful Spirit, and Darkseer for the side of Virtus.Pro. And VP, they love their Venge.
Yep. And it's one of those heroes that are really useful if you roam them. I feel it's kind of like the Sand King for No-Tail. If you can get it going early game, you get a couple kills, it's going to be good. If you don't get anything, you will be under level for a long, long time during the game.
Yeah.
And I wanted to point it out a little bit, this head-to-head between Dandy and God, because you see, here the main difference for me is the kills. Like, G averages almost 10 kills per game. But I don't think that says that he's better than Dandy at his position, but rather that he has a heavier weight to carry.
He's more active, I think, as well. Because Dendi is the guy who will go to his lane and he'll win it, right?
Right.
Like 9 times out of 10, Dendi goes to the lane being favored as the 1v1 player. But his impact in the game varies pretty significantly, where I would say G, they always give him things like Queen of Pain. He always has the biggest impact hero that they can give him because, like you said, his performance is so pivotal to what Virtus.Pro can bring to a game that if he doesn't do well, then all of a sudden they're just behind.
Yep. And you don't want to be behind, especially against NaVi, especially when you're about to get eliminated, pretty much.
Yeah, I think you're right that if they lose another game, they're out. But they do have 3 games today.
Yes.
If they can win all 3, which is a big, tall order, but they can do it. I think they showed yesterday that they're good. And that really does put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Ah, is that a British saying?
It is indeed.
So...
Yeah, I can't really...
Okay.
That's okay. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
NaVi,
they haven't been doing very well recently.
No, they haven't. They lost to EG, they lost to Alliance, and they lost to Liquid.
Yep.
But they beat Alliance and then lost.
But did you see that 5 games? That was the WePlay final versus Alliance. I don't know if you saw it. It was such a clowny finals to me, because most of the games they were kind of stumpy for one side or the other.
Okay.
And the games that whoever was losing, either it was Alliance or NaVi, they were just not playing well. I'm not saying, it sounds really harsh on them,
No.
It seems like both teams had one of these off days, and they were just...
Do you think it's to do with the fact that the way the game has changed has really thrown people for a loop? Because it has changed a lot. Like, I mean, just on the level I'm playing, I don't know if people at home would have seen the same kind of thing. It seems like 5-man Dota is just all I've come up against. Like, nobody just goes to their lanes and farms and then emerges victorious 25 minutes later. It always seems to be level 2, level 3 is just like a full-on assault, and we're just team fighting for half an hour, and then somebody wins. Like, that's what it seems.
It is possible. It is possible.
But that's what you want, man.
Yeah.
I know, it's exciting, but if you're a professional gamer and you've just spent, months and months and months playing one way, and then all of a sudden it's like, right, the whole way that the game is played has changed. I mean, look at the results we've had so far. They've been pretty mixed. Teams will a team will look bad one day, they'll look great the next day. It's all kind of it's gone crazy.
But if you're a professional player and your whole life essentially is dedicated around the game, then adaptation should be in your arsenal.
I agree. But it does seem to be affecting a lot of them. So
yeah, well, people are still trying to find the best combos, and more or less aggression is the name of the game, like you were saying. It doesn't matter if it's necessarily a push or if it's just we want a team fight.
Right.
Both are what a lot of teams are bringing to the table. And another thing, too, that's starting to show that can be very strong is still some flexibility with the capability of just doing high damage. Like we saw Team Liquid do twice in a row. They would pick the Furion with the Veno, which I think is one of the strongest combos that you can field right now, because so often you see 2-1-2s now where a Veno can get level 6 at a decent timing in the game. Your Prophet's going to get a 1v1, or you run like an aggressive tri-lane with just a solo Prophet. And then if you get to that stage, even if you don't have a lot of hard lockdown, your damage output is still so significant that you can take fights.
And also, I'm thinking, because you were talking about how this throws teams off, and we've seen lots of snowbally kind of games where one team just goes out of control, and 10 minutes into the game they have a 12k gold advantage. But we also seen, and I think, I don't have the stats to support this, but it's just my impression that we've seen lots of comebacks as well. And that might be because of this gold change when you get a killing spree. You kill a guy with a godlike or beyond godlike streak, suddenly you get 1300 gold.
That happened to me the other day. It was a welcome, welcome, I'll tell you that.
Lots of boxing. And Magnus for NaVi. Is this a Dandy Magnus? Forget about Magnus.
No one cares about Magnus. We got a Witch Doctor. You know what happens if Virtus.Pro wins this game? I have to ask the production to post the "Why didn't you look at it go" picture. Yes, because that's more or less what's going to happen. So he doesn't really have a stellar record.
No.
I mean, 2 games though, that's not really a huge sample size. I think that Witch Doctor is vastly underrated, especially how aggressive teams are playing nowadays. And think of how nice it's going to be to have Death Ward inside of Puck's ulti when people are silent, so you get a nice vacuum and you can maldict. I mean, there's a lot of potential for the Wombo combo. And up until they picked up Gyrocopter, which I think is a great pick in its own right, there were no BKB carriers at all on the side of NaVi. So you still have maldict being ridiculously powerful even into the later stages.
And now it has a huge range as well. It's becoming easier and easier. I don't know if you remember.
It's almost like your auto attack range now, right?
Pretty much, yeah. The thing is, I don't know if you remember Dota 1. You had literally no. It was melee range.
It was. You had to be like there and hit him with your staff in the head to
get the maledict on. It was so
it was
so
point
hard.
blank. Basically.
So with that said, it becomes now kind of an easier spell to land. However, when I see teams playing Witch Doctor, and mostly it's EG, that's why they lose so much. I see them going 1 point in Voodoo Restoration, no point in Maledict, Cask and stats, and they just ignore Maledict at all. We have stats.
I don't think you should ignore Maledict. Even 2 points into Maledict is really strong. At level 1, it feels a little bit weak, but as soon as you put the second point in, you land a couple of nukes. By that point in the game, you're likely to have your Puck level 6. Your Venge is going to have a few points in a Magic Missile. And if you just Maledict, stun the hero, there's almost no coming back from that. I mean, you just take so much damage that even if you leave the fight, it's very similar to a hero like Venomancer, except Venomancer's ulti isn't lethal, where Maledict is lethal, and you can't deny it either. So I think he's still a pretty strong hero. And last pick coming out here for Virtus.Pro, and they are looking at a carry.
I'm just looking at Maledict, and it doesn't look like, to my feeble eyes, like a spell that scales particularly well. It doesn't look like something that sort of later in the game it's going to offer much. Yeah.
Maledict does scale because it scales
but it says
off
bonus damage is like even at low
it scales off the damage that your team does.
Okay.
So the more damage that your team does by getting more items or being higher level, the more damage it does because they take more. So it's based on how much damage you take during the duration of the ability that dictates how hard it hits. Now the bonus damage is just saying this is how much harder it's going to hit per interval, basically.
Yep.
So the more damage you do, the more damage it does.
Oh, so that's bonus damage per interval of the tick, so it's actually quite a bit.
So it raises every single time, it recalculates how much damage you've taken, and then the next tick does more damage, and then more damage, and then more damage.
Oh, right. Fact, it ticks for 12 seconds.
We have a very blue-purpley lineup for Virtus.Pro. We get the Skywrath Mage, and hopefully... Oh, it's not going to be a Dandy Skywrath Mage, is it?
It could be, actually.
They're still thinking about it, but that would leave Kuroki with Magnus, Jungle Magnus. So I'm not really sure, but I do like the Skywrath Mage if you put him with a Clockwork. It's an offlane dual lane. Kind of works. But the question for me right now is, you can't kill the Darkseer in the top lane if you go with a Gyro and a Venomancer. You just can't.
Well, you can, actually. Level 1 Surge doesn't get you away from Gale. I mean, you'll be able to make some distance, but I guess where the creep wave meets now would be hard.
Yeah, that's the thing.
You'd have to control the lane really well to get him out of position.
And the thing is, What will the Morphling Witch Doctor lane accomplish?
10 seconds remaining.
Well, they're probably just assuming that NaVi aren't going to be able to field an incredibly strong mid-game. Look at the 4 heroes that are supporting this Morphling. Witch Doctor is still strong mid-game. You have Puck, Darkseer, and Venge, all very mid-game centric heroes, and then it's very similar to the 4 Protect 1 that we used to see so often. Whereas NaVi, if that's a support Skywrath, he's not going to hit level 6 very fast. His ulti is really only useful in situations where you can find isolated targets in which Clockwork works well. But that's only being able to get really one hero out of the mix. So I don't know if NaVi are going to be able to apply that much pressure. I think it's going to be down to NaVi doing what they can to assume map control, because that's what they're going to need to do. But I'm not entirely sure if they picked a lineup that can do it that quickly.
And I think the key, the X factor, like some people like to call it, will be whether the bench will roam and get something going. Because killing that Magnus is going to be hard unless Puck is level 6. Because even if you stun him, if you get a good silence, which will be level 1 at best 2, I don't think Puck and bench can kill the Magnus unless he overextends too much.
Yeah, it's going to be a hard hero to kill for sure.
But the Skywrath mage, you can pick on. The clock even.
He's got like low strength gain, one of the lowest, I think.
Yeah,
he's like
paper.
a Pugna. He just turns into dust basically every time you look at him.
Yeah.
They've gone for the same color lineup as our studio today.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, they saw the studio and they were like, you know what? This is a pretty good color.
Blue team.
Just pick around it.
Works. Pretty good. And NaVi going with NaVi. It's a Kuraki. Yeah, it's a Kuraki Skywrath mage.
Dendi Magnus.
All right, so we're back inside of the game. We're going to see the lanes take shape. Like you said, we're going to see that Dendi mid-mag. Here's another thing, too, I want to bring up before we get things too far underway. NaVi have a great team for fighting, but they don't necessarily have a great team for pushing. I think that's kind of where the Magnus comes in. It's to try to make sure that you have some physical damage to be able to take down towers, because as great as Plague Wards are, in team fights, they only hit towers for 6 damage at level 4.
Yeah.
I mean, it's piercing damage. The siege on NaVi is actually fairly weak.
Look at this.
And this is a level 1 Roshan coming out as well. They have the Voodoo Restoration at level 1.
Which is actually really good. Do you think Funny? No, I don't think Funny can suspect.
No,
Yeah, blow
he's
your
just
brain.
chilling.
He's gone
waiting for
full
the ring.
agility. They say you never
never
go
go
full
full
agility,
agility.
but he's done it. I mean, this is their time. And NaVi has no idea because their team is so bad at level 1 Roshan, actually.
Well, they kind of have the Voodoo Restoration and the Venge.
Oh, this is huge.
Aura? Is it an Aura?
Yeah, he got
Yeah,
aura.
he's
You
got
don't
aura.
get Howl because it lets you see, basically, as soon as you throw it out.
Wow.
And NaVi have no clue what's going
I'm just
on.
checking the vision. Funnick was close.
Now everyone
but he
leave the
wasn't
pit and
close
let
enough
Light
to
of Heaven
see.
get level 5 or G, one or the other.
No,
Quick,
no,
do it.
no. Good luck and fun.
Good luck. Yeah, okay. That's, yep.
That's brilliant.
Good luck.
That is brilliant.
They had no clue.
Gewoon.
And Blow Your Brain's going to be able to get a regen too if he wants. He's going to convert some
Wow.
strength, so his
That's
laning
nice.
phase is
Let's see if
horrible.
they can kick on
So
from that,
lucky.
because that's really, really good.
Now, all of a sudden, we look at this and we're like,
They're going to all hit
There's a-
6 earlier than
there's a
NaVi.
pretty significant laning advantage, especially when a Puck gets a free level 2.
Right.
And an Aegis, like G can do whatever he wants in this middle lane.
He's gonna have fun. He doesn't care. He even dodges the melee attack.
And that comes to what you were saying about the fact that you send Dendi to lane, he's going to win his lane. So if you can stop him winning his lane, that's like a
Well,
big
against
part,
a Puck,
right?
it would still
he
be
wants
hard.
to skier. Then he's playing aggressive, but
Taking
he
a lot of
doesn't really
damage.
care.
Yeah.
No, he doesn't. He can just do basically anything. He's going to get level 3 at about the time that Dendi will hit 2. And this lane is still pretty lopsided for G anyway. And you throw being 2 levels ahead of Dendi into the mix, and he's going to get double waved more or less. I mean, this is looking really bad for Dendi. He's getting
Yeah,
quite low.
He could
die.
1 second on the orb. If he throws it out and lands it, although it's hard from this distance,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
max range orb is very difficult to line up.
But if
Then
he wants to
he
go for a
knows, man.
shockwave, yeah.
He knows.
And now you have to run away because you have the wave, and he can dive if he wants to. You
Wow.
can leave the Dendi behind.
Oh, he's
Let's
going
go
for it. He throws the orb. Dendi, what are you doing? What the heck?
Wow, well,
Okay, so I thought he would check G's mana there because that's kind of what anyone would do in that situation, but instead he just gives G a kill and he
Wow.
maintains the Aegis. Now get
Now,
shockwaved and die.
yep.
There we go.
It's fine.
Free regen.
Nothing. Well, he lost that creep of experience. Shame on you.
Yeah. I'm like so confused. Like I thought Dendi knew that for sure that he was going to try to do that.
G's almost level
Like,
5.
That was so obvious.
Level 5, 2 minutes into the game.
That's crazy.
How about that?
Now the crazy thing is, if he gets a rotation from Avenge and he hits level 6 by like 4 minutes, that's a kill like every single
Yeah.
time. Even if you skewer away, if you get Magic Missile coiled, it's going to be really hard for you to get away from that at this early stage. So
Yep.
definite good start here for VP. The one thing that's kind of hilarious though is that G doesn't have any more CS than Dendi. Like, he gave away the first blood, but G was playing so aggressive that he actually missed a heck of a lot of farm. Here comes the cast on middle lane. Maldix there as well. Dendi silenced mid-skewer. The orb comes out. He gets clipped by the orb from G, and that's Dendi down again. Brilliant rotation coming out from NS. He's opted for the 1-1-1, but I think he probably goes 2 Maledict here.
Yeah, 2 Maledict. That's pretty good. I mean, you still have just 1 in cask, which is not going to secure you many bounces, but you don't need that early game. You just need the first one to set up something, and maybe if you get lucky, a second bounce. And I'm actually surprised that they decided to rotate the Witch Doctor and not the Venge, but it's still working pretty well for them.
Well, if you think about it, a Vengeful Spirit can't do any damage once Dendi skewers away. But if you Maledict and you get all your damage dealt and then he skewers, he's still going to be taking the duration of Maledict. Right. So it's more damage to rotate that hero. So in a way, VP made the right call. And now G, even though his CS still isn't spectacular, I would say.
Doesn't need to.
It doesn't need to be because he's already 2-0, got an Aegis, and life's looking pretty good for him.
Yeah, he's going to hit 6 by like 3.5 minutes.
Yep, and now that's when Dendi has to be really, really scared, because at that point, you only just need RSR and S. One more person can kill him. Even if he harasses enough and maybe gets a lucky rune, he can solo kill Dendi pretty easily. Oh, he wants to go for it, I think.
Yeah, he's going. Coil, silence, orb to follow, and Dendi goes down again.
Unbelievable.
I rarely see Dendi. I'm going to say, Magnus is not his best hero.
I can't disagree considering the performance that I've seen so far.
But I don't remember seeing Dendi lose a lane that bad.
Yeah. It feels like he's really out of sorts because he had to have known that G was going to be close to level 6. He was level 5 when he died the second time. So just, I don't really know what to say. Dendi's just having an off game.
Yeah.
And it's not that he doesn't know the hero he's playing against, because I think he knows how to play Pack.
Yeah, I would say that.
And he, G's getting a haze rune.
This is just everything coming up roses right now.
The good thing going for NaVi is that they're pushing that top tower, but they're using 3 heroes to do that. Yeah. And it's a really slow push because, as you said, it's just the wards, and the wards are good at killing creeps. But the tower,
yeah, and Dendi, he's going to be dying again. Yeah. He goes for NS. Skewer's going to be off the mark. Good restoration, not enough to keep him alive, but G, he gets another kill. It's a dominating streak for him. And in the meantime, tower going to be taken by NaVi. So they don't take that one on the chin, but man, this is so rough for Dendi.
I wonder what that means.
I don't know what it means.
It's probably
something like, God, I hate this game or something like that.
I would say it's got to be something like that.
I think you can safely say that VP came into today knowing they had to go all out and just win everything, because the way that they're playing is a completely different VP than I've seen almost, I think, in the entirety of the ASUS ROG DreamLeague.
Definitely.
They are playing with a plan. They are rotating smartly. They are going for this level 1 Roche with a team that was not a clear level 1 Roche team.
Right.
And it's been paying out for them. The Gyrocopter has the same farm as the Morphling. Gyrocopter does have a tower on his favor, but Virtus.Pro has an Aegis, erosion kill. So in terms of gold, they're pretty much equal.
Definitely.
So when it gets to the late game and these 2 heroes start becoming more relevant, Gyrocopter is pretty scary, but Morphling, people say that he's kind of a weak hero after the nerf after TI2, but the only thing that was nerfed was kind of his early game and the shotgun build.
His animations, yeah. His animations got a pretty big hit, but his carry potential, if we're talking about like 1v1s, he will crush a Gyrocopter.
Yep.
Like there's no way a Gyro is going to outcarry a Morphling, in the sense that if they ever fought just by themselves, the Morphling would win. However, that's not really how the game works most of the time. It's just to say, Funnick.
Look at it go.
Why didn't you look at it go, Funnick? Why didn't you look at it go? Oh, man.
You know what this is? VP are doing to NaVi what seemed to have happened to VP in all the other games they played in before they started winning.
It's like, where was this VP at the beginning of the league?
Yes.
Like, they were the ones who were stood in lane and 3 dudes turn up and
G gets another kill. This time it's going to be on top lane. He manages to solo Havos. So, being an over-leveled puck with a DD, he's level 9 this early into the game. Like, it's not even 7 minutes in.
Yeah.
It's a field game.
Unreal. Unreal.
Isn't it nice? Like, you normally get one of those games where everything's going in your favor.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening to G right now. He is having a field day. And against NaVi, that must feel good.
Yeah.
This is the game where you just say to your team, okay, I am power.
Yes.
Like, this is this is my time. This is what G is currently thinking right now. And as soon as he hits level 10, he's got his max burst potential, basically. And that is so early for a puck to have it. The one problem with the hero is that most of the time he needs a team to back him up in terms of damage, but here he doesn't, G. He's going to spot out Dendi, throws out a silence, but I think he has to retreat here. He can't play too aggressive. Dendi goes for the RP cancel.
Nothing happened. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, the rotation comes there. They spot puck. They can't kill puck.
He wants revenge. He's like, you know what, man? You killed me in top lane.
Let's go.
Remember this.
Yeah, let's dance. I have a helicopter.
Manic has to be careful, and as an AA, if they get a stun, he's gone. He's just level 5. And he doesn't have anything going for him at the moment. On the other side, Light of Heaven, he went to the jungle at the beginning of the game. He just left the lane alone. Yeah. But right now, he's getting something. He's going to get that mech really, really soon. And with the mech and the pack being so over-leveled, Morphling, you want him in the late game, but if you need him to fight in the early game, he still can, because that waveform deals a lot of damage, and the positioning that he brings into the fight is pretty interesting. I'm not sure NaVi at this moment is in a position to defend against me.
Oh, G, top lane. Oh, call down barely misses right there on the second shot. G's going to be able to walk away and no kill. Between Skywrath, I think, and Mag, they should have a huge problem killing the puck. But you don't really want to use those abilities on the puck. You want to use it on the Morphling because he's the one who has the carry potential. So maybe the Morphling might even be forced into a BKB this game, or at least a Manta, I guess. I think Manta would probably be the better choice.
Oh,
Arsart, Gale's going to be there. Dendi skewers. He's going to go in, get a double RP. Light of Heaven kind of backing up right here. He's like, I don't have my mech just yet. Skywrath ulti's going to be a bit off the mark. Stun onto Dendi. Arsart currently running up to the high ground. NS trying to heal him with the Voodoo Restoration as best he can, but it's not going to be enough to keep him alive. Now NS could be in trouble. Funix saves the hook shot, now throws it onto NS. And it's going to be 2 support kills for NaVi. And I got to say, they needed that.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's 2 support kills. They don't kill Blow Your Brain, they don't kill Light of Heaven nor G. They rotate a lot of heroes to do that, so it's not going to be much experience for anyone. And this is a game of catch-up right now, because BP, they started with a huge advantage. NaVi has to get closer and closer in experience, not only in gold. And if G, now with this smoke, can make something happen, they can pretty much go back and do as if these 2 supports kill never happened.
Well, I think they should be able to get anyone they want fairly easily. Havos doesn't have a BKB, and here it comes. Maybe the coil. NS leading the charge, but Havos has phase boots. He's just too fast. And they give that one away, unfortunately. Yeah. I think it would have been much better to let G lead that, because coil range is much longer than just a cask. So a bit of maybe miscommunication by the team of Virtus.Pro, and that's going to let Havos get away for free.
But again, he's going away, but he can't really farm that lane anymore. He's going to resort to farming the easy camp in the neutrals. And now the tower is going to get pushed.
Radiant's middle tower.
This is the one downside to Virtus.Pro as well, is that even though they can get all these kills, is their tower push isn't really that good either. So NaVi are going to have a lot of time to react to this, and G doesn't have his blink just yet, which is kind of strange, because you would figure a 5-0 puck at 10 minutes would have a blink, but his CS still isn't really phenomenal. Dendi is actually higher farm than he is right now, just because of the way that Magnus works and he functions in the icon system.
Station coming mid, he will find Dendi, he can go for Dendi.
Yeah, Dendi's quite low, Silence going to be there, even throws at the coil. Dendi can't break this, he can't miss the orb either. I think he's just going to drop. Hook shot in for Funix, but it misses. Nice orb right there, jaunts to it, gets himself out of harm's way. That looked a bit close for a second. I thought Dendi might be able to live through that. Top lane in the meantime, NS, he's going to get caught out by the silence. Kuro just gets evaporated by a magic missile and a maledict. And G, he picks up a double kill. I think he's just taking all his team's kills to make sure that he's like the MVP. He doesn't have a single assist.
7-0-0.
This is like the strat where you feed kills to one guy, and then you kill that guy, and your carry gets all the farm. What was that called, that strat?
That was the tactical feed strat.
Tactical feed strat, that's what this is. Havos is going to kill G and get 1 billion gold and buy a rapier and win.
He's already worth like, what, 700?
Oh,
give or take.
Comes
Blink
again.
In, silence on Dendi, swap back in, magic missile.
Your game today.
What has he done, 6 times, is he?
He's 2 and 6.
6 times, wow.
I mean, he got 2 of the 3 kills on his team.
Yeah.
But he got 6 of the 9 death of his team.
Yeah, it's a hard life. You know what I really think is important to note about this game, though, is that I don't think this strategy would have worked nearly as well if they didn't get level 1 Roshan.
Yeah.
Because all their supports, especially, they need those levels. They need level 2 really fast to make sure you have Cask and Maledict, or in this case, it was Cask and
Voodoo Restoration.
Right. So the level 2 straight away changes the dynamic of the lane so much that they're able to just abuse Dendi in middle lane. And G kills him solo twice, which obviously should not have happened.
Ever.
But Dendi still wants to be able to try to get as much as he can out of his lane in terms of experience, right? Like, you want to still hit 7. I don't think it was worth giving away the kills, but
G's on
right
the run.
now,
Funnick, he has no mana.
he can cog.
Yeah.
But blink in,
Yeah.
immediate they just nope, not
He
a
gets
chance.
the kill. He's like, Death Ward would have gotten that kill, but G's like,
Or
no.
Maledict, you know?
Mine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
anything.
Do you suppose one of the things in Navi's favor is that when VP do come to push and fight around towers, Navi have a lot of spells where you want people grouped up. They've got RP, they've got cooldown, they've got cogs and stuff like that, and Venom.
That's true, but they're never fighting as 5. I have yet to see them together as an entire team the entire game. Puppy's not even 6 yet, so he doesn't have Poison Nova. He might have it by the time that VP go for a push, but the thing that's so good about VP's lineup is, sure, they're not necessarily great at killing towers, but he's going to spot Boy Your Brain. So he's going to go ahead and wave for him to the low ground. He'll be fine. And Boy Your Brain's going to have his Lincolns really soon.
Now, just now. He has the money.
Oh, he has the recipe.
Yeah, he has the recipe. He's coming into the courier. He is 13 minutes. Lincoln Sphere.
And Treads.
That's
and
nice.
Treads. And
That's a nice thing to have.
For good measure.
And now let's fight.
Now, the thing that's funny to mention about Navi is the only other way they have to break Lincolns other than Skywrath is the missile from Gyro, which people don't skill.
Yeah.
So breaking his Lincolns is going to be a huge pain for that Skywrath. And they were relying on him especially to be able to take down the Morphling, because that silence magic resist reduction is so strong that you can stop the Morphling from being able to get away if you get hookshot or something like that. So you can initiate on him. But since he has his Lincoln so early and Havos doesn't have Rocket, they don't actually have a way of comboing him.
So Gale doesn't break Lincolns?
No.
No.
Wow.
Nothing that's like, you have to target him.
It's a targeted spell.
In general.
Things like Burrow Strike and Fissure will trigger Lincolns, and you won't get stunned. But those are kind of the only spells that do that.
Used to be, yeah, there were so many exceptions, and they were slowly being removed from the game.
Geez, just like, come at me. I'm going to jaunt to my orb behind your tier 1 tower. And there's really nothing that Navi can do about this. They just don't have the damage.
Yeah.
And the really clever thing about this lineup, too, is that even if they take some damage, NS still has Voodoo Restoration. So he can sustain his team a little bit, because normally eating a call down and a couple of flares you would have to back. But even at level 1, that ability gives you enough regeneration to stick around.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so cheap to keep up as well. That's the thing. Just 25 mana to proc, and then it's... Once you get the Arcane Boots, maybe a little bit of mana regen, you can pretty much keep it up forever. And you don't really care. So now, Light of Heaven has his mech. Lincoln Sphere on Morphling, which doesn't make him a right-click threat, but it makes him really, really hard to kill. And G, he has whatever he wants. I think at this point he should go straight into Shipstick.
He could. I mean, if you go straight Hex and you open on Havos, that hero dies. Like, there is no way that he lives through that kind of initiation. He only has 1,000 health.
He has a BKB.
The other thing I have to kind of question, too, is with G having such a good game, why phase boots? Like, why leave yourself susceptible to that kind of a gank?
Yeah.
Oh, no, Puppy. He's spotted out. NS and Arsard are both here on the high ground. Gale hits 2. Puppy might be able to get away. The Cask only bounces once. Now NS and Arsard are both on retreat. They're Gale. They're like, we are in panic mode. Here comes the call down. Arsard. Oh, he went for the swap.
Yeah,
but
nice BKB timing.
Actually, I think he missiled instead. Yeah, he missiled. That's why. Oh, Light of Heaven.
Wow.
Gonna get caught in the Space Dome. 2 kills going the way of Na'Vi. Funnick looked like he wanted to be able to hookshot that, but he didn't. He canceled instead. I think it's only level 1. I don't think it would have reached.
No, because now the swap works through BKB, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, swap does, yeah, but he had to have missiled because that's the only way your animation gets canceled.
Yeah.
It's a blink on Magnus Dendi. 16-minute blink, not the best, but if Virtus.Pro doesn't know about this, they can be in trouble next time they fight. Again,
think RP, they're gonna find G. This is a very, very expensive kill. They can get it, but he has a haste for
the timing.
He's gonna use his phase shift and stop all the incoming damage. Talk about your all-time backfires. They committed a blink RP to that. So not only is the RP big, but they also showed the blink dagger. Now Funnick, he's gonna get coiled in the bottom lane. G goes in, gets cogged, but it doesn't matter. Blow your brain actually gets the kill.
G didn't get an assist. No, 901.
His perfect record.
How unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Right.
VP's still looking really strong. They have a 6-kill lead. Even though their tower push potential isn't great, Morphling is starting to get some damage
Yeah.
in the form of just a lot of agility, and they have a Vengeful Spirit Aura too. So Virtus.Pro seem to have a very well-balanced lineup that relies a lot on the fact that they can rotate during the early game. And to me, the Witch Doctor pick was ingenious, because what other hero can apply that much damage that quickly to a hero who otherwise has an escape and being able to secure the kill? Now, Dendi didn't play that great, to be honest, but I think if you get stunned against that hero, you take so much damage that you die anyway, if the Witch Doctor is like level 3.
Yep.
So, or 4 in this case.
So getting that health back is also another important thing. He sticks with the level 1 cask. He's going to max his Voodoo Restoration now. And he can still keep it up. As you can see, he's not spending much mana into that. It's maybe like 10 mana a second on a guy that has 900. So
Yeah.
it's not a big deal. This tower 2 is going... Oh, the hook misses.
Yeah, I think he was expecting him to go to the orb or something. I don't know. That was weird. Because it was like he was there for a second, and then the hookshot came off, but it wasn't even long enough anyway.
Nope. Slow pressure into these towers. At this point, it's like, thanks for the wards, we're getting 15 gold for each one. Can't hurt.
Those wards are power, though.
Doesn't have the ultimate because he tried to use it on killing G.
The wards are a pain.
Soon, though.
They take a long time to kill.
Well, it is there now. So with that in mind, Dendi might now want to go. But VP has to know about this. And they say, okay, now everyone's in position.
Okay,
We just go back.
I don't agree with this at all.
With what? Not
No
going?
ulti on Veno.
Oh, wow.
What?
Say what?
Like,
Why?
why would you not get your ulti?
I don't get that.
Maybe he doesn't like AIDS.
I just don't get why you wouldn't spend the point. I mean, you have a soul ring, for crying out loud. You have the mana to use it.
And it's awesome.
It is very good, yes. It does 36 damage a second for 12 seconds at level 1.
Now you must
Maybe
think,
he waits until 2, or waits until 11 to skill it twice.
What,
I don't
like
know.
Darkseer
Still.
style?
But it still kind of makes it so, yeah, we don't have the damage to really commit to a fight. Maybe he just thinks between Voodoo Restoration and Mech that it doesn't matter if he has his ulti, but it's still damage that is being dealt, right?
Something they have to deal with, right?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really say that I think that's a good choice.
And now NaVi placed the ward, and immediately Witch Doctor dropped a sentry. So they can probably see this ward if they get high ground view,
Yeah.
but they don't right at the moment. And Witch Doctor just didn't want to risk it because everyone from NaVi was around. They'll just sit on that sentry ward, wait for a little while, and once these guys just leave the area, they're going to deward it.
Yeah, VP maintained a pretty solid lead here right now at 20 minutes in, around 7,500 gold, which is pretty hefty, to be honest. Havos could be getting caught out here in the woods. Blow Your Brains here in the back.
He has a BKB.
Realizes, yeah, he can
die.
BKB.
Dire's top tower is
Still,
under
though,
attack.
dangerous
And
situation.
he's still a wolf. Yep.
Needs that damage,
He's
man.
my wolf, not your
Effective
wolf.
farm. You know who else is farming really well? Blow Your Brain.
Yeah.
He's going to have his E-Blade in the next 1,200 gold.
Do you agree with the E-Blade in this case?
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? With Maledict? It's freaking great. You just combo the guy, and even if the combo doesn't kill him, he still dies. And yeah, I don't know what that was. That Cog and Skywrath ulti on absolutely nothing. That was...
Well, it was G. It was G.
Well,
there,
it
but-
wasn't G, because G wasn't there.
Well, he got away.
Oh, Coil onto
beautiful.
Havos. No BKB. Oh, yeah, he does have the BKB. He pops it now. Puppy. He's going to be the first one to drop. Call down does a little bit of
Oh,
damage, but not
lots of
too
damage.
much. Oh, 3-man RP coming out from Dendi. This could be what they need if they can get any damage done. But Dendi just dies so fast. The
Wow.
Death Ward doing absolute work. Gee, he is beyond godlike.
Wow.
Oh, man, it looked pretty good for a moment there, but
It
the damage
did.
follow-up was just non-existent. Boy, wouldn't it have been nice to have like Skywrath ulti and Cogs and a hook for that?
Oh, G, do you think so?
Wow.
Maybe. No, G's on the other team.
Ha ha.
Very good.
Got him.
Very good.
What a game. Okay, so here's my take on this.
So,
NaVi, not their best game, but BP, they've surprised me. They've executed this, and this is not an easy lineup to execute.
Yeah, agreed.
This is a hard, like, if BP had lost this game, we would be like, oh, BP just going for super greedy, super hard to execute lineup, didn't work for them.
Oh, hook shot on G. This could be their time. The ulti comes down from Skywrath, and NS didn't have any mana for Voodoo Restoration. That is 1,300 gold going the way of Dendi. He'll be happy with that. Can they manage to get more?
what?
Swap onto Blow Your Brain. Blow Your Brain waveforms out, and they go for Arsart because of the swap. And now Blow Your Brain's like, I don't want to be here anymore. I have my E-Blade completed. I'll go back to the base and buy it. And now I can basically insta-kill anyone on the side of NaVi.
yeah.
Yeah, I was checking the gold graph, optimistically hoping to see a bounce back
No.
for a 1300 gold, but no.
Not yet.
Nope.
Doesn't it take a while? Or?
It takes like 30 seconds to a minute, I think, to
Yeah,
update.
we'll see. It's clearly not there.
It was 1,326 gold anyway. That's the maximum, isn't it? I think that's
No, if you're
No.
level 25, you get like you
It's
get
like 14, 16 or something, I think is the max.
Okay.
yeah, there's a little bounce back.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is.
There you
Ooh,
go. It's fine.
Gigantic turnaround, absolutely huge for NaVi.
It's a little bit of the mountain you can have a picnic on, waiting for things to get better.
I thought I was like, I wanted to go full StarCraft there, but I held back.
It worked sometimes. It worked for me last time. I called it.
It did.
They turned it around.
You know what else is crazy?
What?
G?
G? No,
Yeah,
no,
the
no. Blow
hex.
your brain.
Yeah, but Blow Your Brain can't be killed. He's a water man.
He's
You
a-
can't kill water.
That's
That's
true.
I'm just saying.
Attack.
Oh,
This
there
could
you
be
go.
interesting.
Oh man, if he lands a nice RP, he even has a double damage. They need to make sure everyone's around though. Puppy now has his ultimate.
What if he
so
gets a
that's-
courier?
Has fallen.
Does he get a courier? No, not the courier.
I don't think the courier is worth it instead of the team fight. Initiation,
Oh.
Dendy, RP on 3. Cogs actually getting Blow Your Brain by himself, and he dies first.
Oh, nice
Vacuum
one.
wall coming in from Light of Heaven, trying to turn it around. Kuro quite low on health at the moment. Puppy can be the next one, potentially to go down here. Arsart, he wants to get out. He's going to get nuked, but he swaps Light of Heaven up to the high ground to try to get away from this, but runs right into Havost. And now Dendy, he wants more. It's a killing spree for him. Blow Your Brain buys back into the game. Not entirely sure if that was worth it. He does go for the combo. E-Blade, waveform, almost killing Havost straight
Worth
away.
it.
Yeah, okay, now it's worth it because they killed him. But I was kind of feeling like that might have been a little bit, that was ballsy.
That was ballsy.
Puppy ran out of mana in the middle of that fight to cast his
And
Nova.
immediately after dying buys a full magic one
Yeah.
because he doesn't want that happening again.
Sorry,
Anyways.
man. That's why you buy Arcanes.
Yeah,
But I guess if you're, he was kind of jungling, so
but
if you
it's kind of
just-
handy for your team as well, right? I mean, I guess they're thinking
yeah.
Skyrath's going
But
to
they
get
know
Arcanes.
Dendy's getting Arcanes.
Yeah,
and
Dendy,
Skyrath
Skyrath,
too.
so he's like, oh, good trade.
Now, you know what? Clearly, BP is winning,
Yeah.
but NaVi is not out of the game to me.
No, they're not. That's the crazy thing, because they keep getting these really good counter initiations or just starting the fight. Like the way that fight went down, Blow Your Brain got isolated in Cogs when Dendy hits a 3-man RP. That is not really likely if you think about it, because you have to land the Cogs perfectly to get one hero inside when 3 of them are next to each other. So the way it worked out was great because they killed Blow Your Brain before he did anything. Like he got RP'd into Sky Dome, into dead. Like there was nothing else coming out of him. So that fight went as good as you could have asked it to if you're NaVi. If they can keep taking fights like that, then they'll be able to stay in the game. However, the first time where a shotgun combo goes off and they have no rebuttal and they just lose a hero, the base siege comes in from VP.
Yeah, pretty much. And right now, everyone knows that Roshan is kind of an important objective. You put that Aegis on the Blow Your Brain, and you can't stop that Waterman. However, if you give that to Gyrocopter, then maybe you have enough sustained damage to again get a favorable team fight. It also matters if Virtus.Pro decides to get a gem, because you kind of got lucky with Dendy having an Indus rune there. If you just start having a little bit more map control, those kind of things would never happen. You would get also total control of the Roche pit. You can do Roche on whatever you want, and suddenly things become much easier. But can BP afford to get a gem in one of their supports? They have the money. They do have the money, but
They
maybe
have
they
the
want
technology.
to go. They have the. We can build them. Can make him better.
Oh, Blow Your Brain is going for a BKB, by the way. I think this is okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because he already does so much damage. With a Vlad's and Vengeful Spirit Aura and his base agility, he hits for 300, give or take, anyway. He doesn't have the Vlad's right now, but because it's base damage, it's like,
Radiant's middle
it's crazy
tower
good
is
for
under
him.
attack.
So I think BKB is fine. I think Manta would have been fine too, because you really only have to Manta one ability.
Yep.
Although he could be scared of just getting RP directly into Silence, directly into Skywrath ulti.
What about Scotty?
Well, Scotty doesn't really give you the escape, and I still think you take so much damage from that ultimate anyway from Skywrath during the RP that you could die. And that was with only level 1 Mystic Flare. Now, Mystic Flare is going to probably be level 2 by the next real engagement, and that's a 50% damage increase from level 1, which is pretty significant. And again, no magic resist at all because you'll be silenced. So I still think BKB is probably the best choice.
Fair enough.
And it's cheaper than a Manta.
Okay, and if you're the supports from BP, what do you go for? Do you go for a pipe now?
You could go pipe.
Oh, Puppey.
Hex here, bottom lane. G, he's got another haste rune. How unfortunate is that? Arsart coming in, he wants the stun. G, he's going to get hook shot. He's going to be forced to phase shift. Funnick's still standing nearby, throws at the cogs. G going to get hit by those as well. And now G's like, I want the heck out of here. I think he might actually just die to the damage over time. So he just dies. He dies to a rocket, but I think he would have been dead either way. NS was nearby with the Voodoo Restoration, but unfortunately does not save him. Now Arsart's also in trouble. He's going to get spotted out by Dendy. Skewer's going to be there. Puppey, he pops the Soul Ring, goes for the Gale. Havos dies in the meantime to blow your brain. What the heck was Havos doing all the way down here? I will never know. Because I was saying to myself, man, NaVi are actually kind of pulling this back because they keep finding nice picks, and then I see Havos just die in the middle of no man's land.
That's just what shouldn't have happened, and Puppey weirdly forced staffs.
It wasn't his force staff.
No, it was Funnick. No, it wasn't Funnick. It was... What?
Who force staffed him?
I don't know. Dendy probably.
Dendy did, yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Why would you get a force staff on Magnus?
Because when you go in, you're leaving yourself no escape if you don't have a force staff.
Well, you have the skewer, but...
And you can get silenced,
right?
Which is really bad.
Yep.
You're just going under the assumption that, hey, if I initiate on this team, I'm expecting to eat a puck coil or a silence, or both. And if you get silenced, then you need a way to be able to get out of the coil without leaving yourself like stuck outside of the coil, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
you'll get immediately stunned if you just walk out of it. But if you force staff out, then you're a larger distance away from the action, which is probably what he's looking for.
You know what? I'm really pissed at Virtus.Pro right now. Check out the wards. There are 3 sentries, 3 observer wards for NaVi. No warding whatsoever. And they're ahead.
4, actually.
4, yes.
He just placed this one.
So, I just feel that NaVi is getting these pickoffs, is getting this advantage in the team fights because they know at all times when Virtus.Pro goes into their side of the road, of the map.
Do you think Virtus.Pro thought they had it sort of locked down and they sort of thought, well, we don't need wards?
You should never think that way. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. Like you should never just think, oh yeah, we won. You should always think, what can we do to make sure that we win? And yeah, they just buy a gem because they realize that they're like, hey, they're starting to move a bit defensively. They notice whenever we move on our side of the map. Any experienced team realizes the movement that you make. It's like, okay, when I see this reaction, I can assume this. NaVi staying near that bottom lane where their ward coverage is, immediately backing as soon as VP crosses the river. They clearly have wards.
Right.
And now they see with the courier. Does the courier gem work? Like if there's a gem in the courier?
I think it does. But there's no reason to just leave it on the courier because
of course.
Still pretty far ahead.
And now they can farm the jungle. This is what you get. You just dewarded that. Now you can farm the opponent's jungle.
Man, as soon as they walk up to the high ground over here by the Ancients at some point, it's just going to be like ward fiesta. It's like, you get a ward, and you get a ward.
And you get a poison ward as well.
But it just goes to show the experience of the team of NaVi too, because they understand what they need to do to stay in the game. A lot of teams would just crumble under the pressure of being on the back foot for, let's say, the whole game, basically. I mean, Roshan level 1 is kind of what says, okay, now we're just behind. And then it was, we're going to continue to be behind for the next 30 minutes. And they're still pretty darn close, considering.
Yeah, any other team, I think, would have been gone by this time. And there's a BKB completed on the Morphling. But NaVi, they've been playing really smartly. They're taking the engagement so they can trade pretty much evenly every time. Maybe sometimes a little bit in their advantage. They're still behind in kills, but that was mostly due to G's amazing. Yeah, the tower, the Raxus.
Yeah. Puppey,
blow.
He's stuck in the middle of the action. 3-man coil coming out from G. Blow Your Brain pops the BKB, throws autos onto Puppey. Funnick, he's going to be forced out to the low ground, but G, in the meantime, he picks up a double kill after killing Kuroki. So the supports on the side of NaVi go down. Puppey buys back, swap from Arsart. The immediate RP reaction coming in from Dendy. Skewer's there. Shockwave hits on all 4 that are left, but Havos, he just can't stand to the damage. Puppey, he's on retreat now as well. Throws out a Gale, hits a few.
Might kill
I think they might be able to actually turn this. There's a shotgun combo going out onto Puppey, but Puppey's relatively tanky right now, and Blow Your Brain's going to be forced to...
Then he wants to come back.
To wave his way back.
Blow. He will get it.
He's got Blink.
He's got everything.
He has a lot of stats that he can convert, though, which is a really dangerous thing to think about.
Yeah.
He might try to go for Light of Heaven,
no,
but
he can't get it.
Yeah, mech now. Off cooldown.
I think Dendy still could have gone for Blow Your Brain. He still could have gone there if he was gone a little bit greedy, but again,
maybe those early kills mid, getting killed all those times, has made him gun shy.
Could be. It's not past the pro player, even the best player in the world, as people say. Dendy is. I wouldn't really argue much with that. You're vulnerable to these kind of psychological
Definitely.
reactions.
He has pulled it down back to 7-7. He was 2-6. So as the game's gone on, I think he's obviously.
His RPs have been good though.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing.
2 or 3 man pretty much every time.
If his RPs weren't on point, the game would have been over.
Yeah.
And even that great RP that he had just kind of delayed the team fight. It didn't make it go their way.
Well, there were already 2 people dead.
Look at those
on NaVi.
wards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, someone spit me.
It's like, stay out of the pit.
Yeah.
We don't want you guys in here. Please don't kill Roshan. That would be really hard for us to deal with.
Top. G
Yeah.
finds Revos.
He's got a Hex.
Yeah, but
He's gonna, I don't think he has to BKB here, actually.
No. He just walks away. If there's a, but if Blow Your Brain comes,
He might not BKB fast enough. Now that's the problem. But Blow Your Brain actually doesn't go for it.
Oh.
He turns around instead.
Well,
They want to
they
go
saw-
on Puppy. Darkseer wall
This-
dropped by Light of Heaven. Interesting. Okay, Puppy's dead. Goodbye.
There was that Malithus.
there was everything. There was Death Ward. There was every.
Like, they just said all the abilities right there. And picking off Puppy is nice and everything, but it's just a support Venno. The team fight potential of NaVi is still quite strong, even without him. Poison Nova
Roche.
is
Go
decent.
Roche.
They could,
Do
yeah.
not fight. Go Roche. That's what you do now.
You suppose part of it is that with Venno down, you're not going to have to face a wall of wards at all.
Well, the vision is the most important thing that wards give you.
Yep.
Flare is nice, but
Right.
just having that constant annoyance of taking damage and
Yeah.
saying, okay, yeah, I'm slowed, it can be enough to make VP not want to go for it.
Right.
Oh, blink in from G. He's going to spot out Havos. Silence on him as well.
G, run away.
Counter silence, swap from Arsart. That was
That was
perfect timing.
unbelievable.
Taking a bullet for his team. Dendi comes in, gets an RP on 2. Light of Heaven and Witch Doctor both stuck inside. Cog's going to be there from Funnick as well. Light of Heaven now dropping very low. Coil on
Close.
2. Oh,
Damage.
man. Gyro
Oh, no.
is getting taken down. Blink back in from G. Throws at the Waning Rift. He gets a kill as well. Buyback on the Skywrath.
that swap.
And NaVi do not want to give away this Roshan.
Navi knows that if they get this,
Oh, Funnick.
oh, you're in trouble, friend.
Oh. I think he's got it.
He has a ship. Oh,
He's got the kill. Boy, your brain comes
Oh,
in.
wow.
They instantly burst down Kuro. Puppy, he's on retreat. E-Blade is there as well.
Ruro.
Yeah, Arsart and G are both on the low ground. There's no way he gets away
Skywrath
from
ball
this.
back
It's a triple
too.
kill for Blow Your Brain. It's 27-16 now, 33 minutes in. The range racks was killed a bit earlier, but now the melee racks are going to be under siege. And this looks like a really bad spot, honestly.
Funnick comes and tries to
He
make
gets
something
stunned
happen.
straight away. Boy, your brain has no health, but he's just man-fighting. Skewer inside of the base. They're going to manage to pick off Morphling. That's 1,000 gold for Dendi. Arsart, he's going to get surged, but he just doesn't care. Funnick, he
Funnick.
re-initiates. He manages to find G. Light of Heaven trying to give him the karate chop as hard as he can, but he doesn't have any mana. Funnick's going to be able to juke inside of the base. Unbelievable, and Dendi actually goes down. Now he's going to buy back as well. The melee rack still stands at a roughly half HP. NS is now here, throwing out the Voodoo Restoration. Dendi, he wants another kill. Light of Heaven up on the high ground, throws at the mech, and that should be enough to make Dendi not want to pursue this any longer.
The Rex is going. Okay.
Well, I
no.
mean, it's not really. I mean, it's still fine.
Yeah. And there's a lot of regen on that.
Yeah, 5 health regen.
Yep. Gets back really hard. That's actually a really nice change. I think you have to decide whether you can kill the Rex or not. Because if you can't,
You know what,
most
man?
likely. Yeah, what?
They should just respawn.
I think there's a game that you can play if you want that.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard.
that sounds awesome.
It's
You know,
pretty legit.
just looking just after that fight,
You troll.
Puppy went mid and threw a shockwave at Dendi and completely missed the creep wave. And he just doesn't seem to be in his game. That's not the kind of thing I see him do very often. I watched him play a lot, as I'm sure everybody has. He always seems to, his mechanics always seem to be ridiculously good.
What happened if Navi gets these Roche right now?
Well, I think it would keep them afloat. I don't think it would necessarily give them a huge advantage, but I think it would keep them in the game, which is what they need at this point, because they just bought back on 3 heroes. Dendi, Kuro, and Funnick all bought back, I think.
Yep.
Skywrath did, yeah.
I'm pretty sure they
And the
did.
Skywrath did before as well.
Yeah, so a lot of people bought back for that fight on the side of NaVi. I think if they don't get Roche, they just end up behind. Initiation on middle, double skewer coming in from Dendi. There's the Mystic Flare. Arsart's going to die along with NS. Both supports down. It's going to be a quad Waning Rift and Coil coming out from G. The wall in the vacuum is there, but the wall only hits on Kuro. The cooldown's coming in. Boy, your brain has the BKB pop. Aegis going down now excuse me, Havos. He's going to
He's
respawn.
gonna die again.
No, I don't know if he dies again here. G might actually be the one going down. Pops the BKB, although it's a little bit late. Takes quite a bit of damage. And oh yeah, blow your brain. He fists the water right into him.
He's huge.
It's a lot of damage. That looked pretty good for a minute there for NaVi. They start off by killing 2 heroes straight away. And Blow Your Brain's forced to BKB immediately, but the net worth difference is really what's influencing the game now.
Gee, tracing Funnick here.
Did anyone buy back from Virtus.Pro? Oh, well.
No, I don't think. Did NS buy back? Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, it's just an S. It's the support. That money should go to buybacks anyway. It's not much of an importance.
NaVi have taken
Hey man,
one tower.
Ags on Witch Doctor is legit.
Yeah, it is.
Like, or having a BKB would also be
But
nice.
you don't need it.
And
this
we're going to
match.
see a buyback again. This time it's going to be on Havos.
Havos.
Yeah.
You know, these buybacks, they start getting more and more expensive.
Well, when you already have a 15,000 gold lead, if you're
Yes.
forcing the other team to buy back, things get a bit better.
Yep. Not also that, it's also the next time. And you can't buy back, and maybe you have 100 seconds in your respawn timer. That makes you a sad panda.
Yeah. Agreed.
Have you seen this? That NaVi have taken just one tower so far. They've been on the back foot since before the creep spawn, basically, with the Roche.
Have you ever done a Roshan level 1 period?
Yeah, I have, yeah. I was told we had to have an Ursa, and we had to have a Skeleton King for the Vampiric
Okay.
Aura. I think we had a
You
Jug-
actually only need those two heroes.
Yeah, we also took a Juggernaut with a healing ward just for good
You let
measure.
the Skeleton King tank first, and then you let the Ursa tank as soon as he gets enough Fury swipes to where he can just life steal through the damage, and
Right.
you can just do it with two heroes.
Well, we're not very good, Andy, but we did our best, and we got that level 1 Roche. It was a good feeling.
Yeah, if you have Healing Ward too, it makes it like super easy.
The other team were like, "Huh?"
But that's really just credit to VP though, because we're talking about level 1 Roche teams, but you look at VP and you're like, that is the slowest level 1 Roche ever. Like it really is. They don't have any damage, but they have the sustain to be able to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Did Venge take the damage aura? Is that what she took?
yeah, she took Command Aura at level 1.
Yeah.
I guess it's not called Command
Morphling
Aura.
Vengeance aura.
Vengeance Aura. It was called Command Aura in Warcraft 3.
I see.
And Morphling had like 200 health because he was full.
He just stands there and
agility.
takes damage, does the damage. Healing ward, Voodoo Restoration from Witch Doctor. Karate chops, and whatever Puck does, shoots balls of blue glowing
I think he like puts his
spit.
hands together and forms magic
Oh, does he?
and throws it
I'm
at
gonna
you.
watch him right now. Let's see what he does.
You know what's funny?
He or she.
Virtus.Pro lost the gem.
Yeah,
And Kuroki has it right now.
that is a bit unfortunate, but
It's not a game changer.
yeah, agreed.
By any means. Puck went Lincoln Sphere after the shipstick.
Because he doesn't want to get freaking silenced anymore, man. You know how annoying it is to play a puck and trying to match your abilities, and all you hear is silence.
Silence.
It's frustrating, man.
Yeah.
It is. It really is. But
So
anyway.
Virtus.Pro continuing to assume their map control here. Double smoke bought up on their side as well, so they can just choose to gank.
How does that happen? The two guys buying smokes. It's like Light of Heaven says, "Hey, let's buy smokes." And all the guys go, "Smoke."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's what teams should do. They should listen.
Yeah, but I mean, normally you one guy maybe buying the smoke. You buy
Someone
one.
should tell someone you get
Well, the thing
smoked.
is, you can actually smoke on two different people because it has a cooldown, so you have to put it on somebody else anyway. So you can't just buy two smokes because it's 60 seconds before you can use the second one.
So this is maximizing the smoke usage.
Yeah, smoke efficiency. It's
That's
like you
pretty
smoke
smart.
in, you gank, and then you fake back, and then you smoke again,
Oh.
and then you kill them.
And you kill no one because you already killed them before
Right, but then you can take their base.
with the smoke.
But then they can't see you coming when you take their base.
He's a genius.
They never see me coming.
Who's that? Bounty?
No. It was a Warcraft 3.
They'll
we have
never
lift-
see me coming.
yeah, they'll never see me. It's Gyrocopter in Warcraft 3,
No, it's not Gyro.
isn't it?
No, it's
we
not.
have lift off.
No, it's they'll never see me coming is it's a female voice. I know that. I just can't
No.
remember what it is.
Windrunner?
No. It's not a Dota thing.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure it's
Throw names out
Gyrocopter.
there.
No way, man. I think it's StarCraft actually.
People tweet that to me.
I think it's the
They'll never. It's like an old man voice. I thought it was
Banshee.
Gyrocopter.
Yes, I knew it was StarCraft. Thank you, Scriff or Wepos. God, I knew I was right. Yes.
I think we're talking about two different things.
You've upset.
Yeah, I know. I meant Wepos when I said it. Whatever, man. They're both Swedish.
Whoa.
Bam.
Offends nation.
Shots fired.
What a
Which one says?
xenophobe.
Which hero is this? Says invisibility when he gets an invisibility rune.
Gyrocopter.
It might be invisibility.
Me, everything is Gyrocopter today.
A bit.
Yeah.
So there's been a lull of action.
Yeah, that's why we've
I
been
bet.
talking about
Yeah.
sounds and.
But I mean, Virtus.Pro are just doing their thing, right?
They're doing
just
the smoky
assuming the map
groupie up
control.
the
They're like,
stairs,
yeah, you can't really do anything about this.
Oh.
We're going to smoke in your base. And there's no detection here
Yeah.
either. This is a
Oh,
wide opening.
surprise!
No, Phonic!
No!
Oh,
Boink.
Dire's
That's
are
It's a little bit uncalled for.
that poor pots and pans robot. He didn't
Blow,
deserve
The
that.
tin machine.
13-man.
And this is free
battle
melee Rex.
plan.
They might even be able to just rotate
Diana's
mid.
top
Because without Funnick, they don't have a hero who can effectively zone anyone out. And it's really useful to have him against heroes like Witch Doctor because he can stop things like Death Ward, which do become a very high damage ability to deal with, especially when you have a strong front line who's a very farmed Morphling in Light of Heaven. So you can see the wall of Plague Wards being put down here
God.
by Puppy.
Sucks to be Venom in this
He's like,
situation.
please God, let this be enough.
Yes. It's like,
It's like building a wall at the beach to try and stop the water knocking over your sandcastle.
the TV part of Dota.
I really gotta say, though,
nice that they're good now.
VP,
Ooh.
almost taking about half his health there from
Wow.
that shotgun. VP have played this great.
Yeah.
Can't really say anything other than that. They took NaVi off their game straight away by getting the level 1 Roshan. Dendi, if I were to say like 2 things that went horribly wrong, obviously not scouting level 1 Rosh hurt them. But Dendi, man, he got absolutely crushed this
Yeah.
game.
Yep.
Who saw that coming?
Like, this might have been the worst Dendi game I've seen in ages.
Yeah. Yeah. I seem to remember another game that he played equally well.
But then he still played okay
Magnus?
during the mid game.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's got most of the kills. In fact, he's
and 8.
he's got 8 kills, and the next nearest is 4. So yeah.
So his recovery, given his circumstances, is still very good.
Yeah.
It's just that when you get, like, decimated, right, in your lane, like you're 2 and 6, like, that is so hard to come back from.
But, like he went 2 and 6, and then I think it's what is it 8 and 8?
8 and 8.
Yeah. So he basically went 2 and 6, and then went 6 and 2 in the mid.
What can I say? Laning phase win games.
Yeah? You know, somebody I know used to say that a lot. Can't remember who it was.
I don't remember. Who was it?
Me?
Now you're trolling me.
It was me, bro.
It was Perry.
I told you that yesterday. I said, Bruno,
Everybody knows
let
it
me
was
lay
me.
some knowledge on you. And you sat down on my knee, and I said, Bruno, lanes win games. And he said, God, you're right.
I said I want a pony for Christmas.
I said, no.
You've been a bad boy, Bruno. You don't get it for Christmas.
Damn.
Oh, Aghanim's finished here on Puppy.
Yep. And
That's a pretty good damage boost.
Poison Nova level 3 pretty much, and level 2.
Man, 15 seconds. That is a long Poison Nova.
Long.
And when he gets 16, it's going to be even more damage. Although, truthfully, there's already a BKB on the one hero who really needs it.
Yeah.
The
So-
chairs in this studio are way less comfortable than the ones in the other studio.
A little bit.
Well, it's expected because that's like the real studio.
Yeah.
This is the one where they put us when we've been naughty.
This
But we
is the-
have the light.
yeah, this is the
control.
naughty stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Dire's courier has
I
been
love
killed.
Courier
Virtus.
snipe.
Nice.
Well,
Yeah, Courier snipe. Navi, they lose their flying chicken. Unfortunate.
It's a ferret.
it turns into a bird.
Oh, yeah,
Of
it turns
sorts.
into the
I
blue
don't even
bird.
know what it is. I just called it a flying chicken.
Flying chicken. Go catch.
I would have liked to have seen a flying
I don't
ferret.
think-
Cuckoo-ca-cha.
I don't think they actually make that.
Cuckoo-ca-cha.
Anyone in this cast ever seen a chicken?
Oh, swap on
It's
a
a-
Puppy. E-Blade combo comes out straight away. RP on 2 and a Skywrath ulti. They're going to be able to take down Bully Your Brain straight away. The damage output just so high on the side of NaVi. And there's double buyback so far. Everyone now alive again on VP. They teleport right back to their tier 1 mid. They want to continue this push. They know that RP is down. That damage, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was a perfect initiation, really, if you think about it, because they went on Puppy, and then Puppy got his Poison Nova off, didn't die, and then the 2 heroes who got Poison Nova got RP'd,
Yep.
and then Morphling didn't BKB. So he just went,
Well, he still has the
"Guys,
BKB.
I'm dead."
It's fine. He has a Satanic now.
He's going to have a Satanic and an Aegis, so technically he's going to have 3 lives.
He's going to be immortal. He can get a refresher to refresh the Satanic.
And the thing I
Dendy's
think
going in,
that
yeah.
hurts the
The cheese-
most...
oh,
Oh,
the cheese.
Dendy, he got the cheese! He skewers out as well, but he gets swapped back in!
Eat the cheese. Sell the
He's
cheese.
dead for 90 seconds, but he can buy out.
Yeah.
That was good.
That was really nice.
You know what's funny is like there was no hesitation. He just went in straight away and got the cheese.
He bought back.
So
and
now
then-
he's gonna have BKB, and I don't know if he'll have RP in time. That's the problem. Like it's 30 seconds left. Cogs coming out defensively here. They're gonna pop the linkage as
he's
well.
so slow.
Unboy your brain.
I'm so slow. Water.
He's trying really hard to not be
Yes.
slow.
but he's eating the wards.
Oh, G blinks forward, gets a Hex onto Havost. They're going to be able to burst him here. Havost, he gets the cheese. Dendi gave it to him. He's going to be back at full health. Dendi goes in the fight, though. He gets immediately disabled. The cask bounces. So strong. Death Ward not being dropped. It's a double kill for Blow Your Brain. Havost, he's trying to run away. Pipe applied to him.
Triple.
Simply doesn't matter.
Ultra.
It's going to be an Ultra. Go for the Rampage, Blow Your Brain.
Yes.
We believe in you. Puppy's trying to retreat.
Come on,
Just give it to him.
no,
They
go.
called it GG before the Rampage. The 2-foot
Rampage.
Can he get it?
Rampage.
Punch the
Rampage.
water.
No, one more.
Save yourself, puppy! He escaped.
They call it GG. Not going to be a Rampage for Blow Your Brain. That's a really sad guy right there. He deserved it, man.
He deserved it. What an amazing game. BP.
Puppy's never going to feed a rampage to somebody. Never, ever, ever. In a million years would he say, take it, buddy.
He's got too much self-respect for
Damn
that.
straight.
1-5 on 16. And wow, Light of Heaven, kind of like a candidate for the Malk Award.
Yeah? Well, I mean, he only died 3 times.
Yeah.
But he still farmed a lot. He had, he was getting close to his Hex, or Shivas, I guess, at the end of the game. And then Mech was done on him, and he had BKB. I gotta say, though, his walls were a little bit off.
There was one that was really good,
Yeah.
and the other ones were like, kind of works. Zoning walls, I like to call them.
The walls are okay. There's the vacuums, I think, were a little bit wonky. It's always, if you put the wall down, it's always well he vacuumed them north or south of the wall, not into the wall.
But sometimes you put the wall in a position where you can't
What you're
vacuum.
supposed to do is you're supposed to vacuum and then wall. Because you
Yeah.
know where they're going to be.
I don't
Because
like
most of the time what happens is if you drop the wall first and then you try to vacuum, they're already farther away,
Yeah.
which makes it harder to vacuum into the wall. But if you vacuum and then wall, they're close, so you know which way they're going to be running, and you just
Or you
pop
get a
them.
blink dagger.
Or you get a blink dagger.
I was going to say that.
I was always told
you
never
can
to
say
do
it.
that.
Huh?
I was always told never to do that.
What?
No,
Never blink
don't
dagger?
work on Darkseid, never.
That's fantastic.
It's
a, lot
amazing.
a lot of people I play with said not to. I blame them.
Those people are not me.
Okay, Andy.
Yeah,
no
blink
shit.
daggers are good.
They're
Yeah,
good.
Yeah, they are.
You know, heroes.
Speaking of good, that game was pretty awesome.
It was.
It was fun to watch.
Yeah.
It was
I
like,
was-
wait, what's happening? Wait, NaVi are winning again. Why is Havost in the river? What's happening?
Yeah, as bad as like Dendi did in his lane, I have to say he kept them in the
Yeah, he
match
did.
so
Absolutely.
much into the mid game. Yeah. Okay then, guys. So we're going to wrap up here quickly, just because it was quite a long game. But when we come back, we'll be talking about that match at hand and how amazing VP did. But again, there's so many highlights from the game. I'm not sure what we're going to come back with, and we're going to see another VP game. So VP extend their lifeline in the tournament. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Yeah, these things are ridiculously hard to win.
Yes.
like literally, there's someone out there who's just gone, fuck it, I'll just say VP, win them all. And then
Go BP.
and then he'll be the only person that did it on the Rocket Facebook page. He's gonna get all 3.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's like salty Dota. You bet the other way.
Yeah.
Easy rares.
Easy life.
All right, so we'll see what happens next game, and when we come back, post-game analysis for the match to just finish. So we'll see you after the break here at the ASUS ROG Dream League.
It's time to extend your domination. Extend your command precision with an 8200 DPI Pro Aim R3 laser sensor. Extend your atmospherics with a fully customizable 4 LED multicolor lighting system with effects. Extend the life and accuracy of your gaming with the Rocket Titan wheel, the Cone XTD Max Customization Gaming Mouse.